3 ways to become a very powerful intercessor. You see, one of the most powerful people on earth are the intercessors. Because if you are an intercessor, you will be possessing strong spiritual power, because God loves investing a lot of power to the life of intercessors. Because if something bad is about to happen in your city or in your family, I tell you the truth, it is through your prayers that you can change those things. Show me a city or show me a family where somebody picks up the burdens to become the intercessor, and I will show you a city, I will show you a family where Satan cannot have his place. You don't want to miss the powerful secrets in this video. Please like this video, because when you do so, you are helping this video to spread to a greater number of people on this platform. Thank you very much. The first way to become a powerful intercessor is what I call obedience. Listen, things do not just happen. When something wants to happen, God looks for people to reveal things to. And what you must understand is that wherever there is revelation, there is redemption, because God reveals to redeem. So when God reveals something to you, what God is trying to say is you have the power now to change it, because what you see, you can stop. Are we together now? The Bible said in Amos chapter 3 verse 7, it says, surely the sovereign Lord does nothing without revealing his plan to his servants, the prophets. Are you seeing now? And you know, in those days, God only reveals to prophets. But in our days, God reveals to everyone. So long we are born again and we have the Holy Spirit in us, then prepare for a revelation. So nothing will happen in a territory. Listen, I used to tell people that when bad things happen, when things happen, there is somebody around that must speak it. Nothing just goes wrong. Listen, if you hear the story of people that have died, people that things happened to, you will, if you watch closely, you will see that somebody around that person picked it, or the person himself picked it. If you have taken out time to hear the stories of casualties that happened, and when people, you know, the people that survived, when they come to speak, when they speak, you will notice in their words that God was giving signs, but there was no intercessor. In Ezekiel 22 verse 30, the Bible said, he said, I sought for a man among them that should make up an edge, that will stand in the gap before me for the land, that I should not destroy it, but I found none. If you read the next verse, it says, so the land was destroyed. Are you seeing what the Bible is saying? He said, I sought for a man. Now, for the Bible to be saying I sought for a man, it means that God is not just looking for the man. No. It's that God is sending visions. It's that God is sending dreams. Pray, there's about to be a fire outbreak. Pray, there's about to be an accident. Pray that this is about to happen. Pray, there's about to be a plague of sickness. Listen, revelation is not for entertainment. I used to tell people that when God speaks, God has an agenda. Revelation is not just to excite us and say, oh, you know, we wake up in the morning, oh, I saw this thing. Oh, no. Before, of course, there are times you tell your fellow believers, you know, iron sharpeneth iron. But how much intercession are you ready to put in that revelation? Are we together now? He said he sought for a man. It means God was giving visions, giving dreams. But we had people that were tired when they wake up. We had people that were not ready to intercede. And guess what? The land was destroyed. At the end of the day, people say, oh, assuming I knew, I would have prayed. I didn't pray. No. Listen, if something had happened around you where you saw a revelation and you did not pray, and the thing happened, this is not to make you start feeling bad, okay? No, don't feel bad, because God is a God of a second chance. Don't worry. There will be other times God will speak to you, and you are going to stand your grounds. Are we together now? Yes. So don't feel bad. Be ready for the next assignment. And you need to understand, believers, that when God sees your obedience, God gives you a reward. In Luke 19 verse 17, the Bible said, it said, well done, my good servant. His master replied, because you have been trustworthy in very small matters. He says, take charge of 10 cities. Are you seeing reward? That when you are obedient to those revelations, you saw somebody dead you prayed, you saw this happen, you prayed, and God changed it. The Bible said the next thing, the Lord gave him 10 good cities. So it means that in 10 cities, nothing will happen without the knowledge of this person. Currently in your country, in Nigeria, I am so sure that there are people in Nigeria that are praying, that is keeping the country, even in many countries all over the world. Listen, believers, when God gives you 10 cities, is that even Satan cannot do evil in those cities without you seeing it. The kingdom of darkness will be so afraid of you, because they know that you are like the territorial commander. You are the custodian of these 10 cities. Just imagine God tells you, pray for the salvation of souls of everybody in the community or in the estate you are living. Listen, it may take long, it may take 1 year, it may take 2 years, it will look as if nothing is happening, but stay on course. By the time you see a revival hit that city, God can just send one minister to come. Listen, people may celebrate the minister, oh, signs and wonders, he did well, but they may not know that there have been an intercessor in the room praying for long. And guess what? The next thing that will happen, God is giving you 10 cities. and you be a territorial commander. God can give you more than 10 cities. Guess what? God can give you a full country. God can give you a full continent because of obedience. Are we together now? I remember during my campus days, we prayed so much in the campus to the point that nothing happened in that campus without our knowledge. There was a time I saw in Revelations where God literally gave me and my friend the campus in the spirit. How did we start? Little by little. And I'm telling you the truth, if that can happen, it means God can give you a full nation. Are we together now? That nothing will be able to happen in a nation without you permitting it in the spirit. In Jeremiah 29 verse 7, it said, also seek the peace and prosperity of the city which I have carried you into. Pray to the Lord for it, because if it prospers, you too will prosper. Are you seeing? God gave him an assignment. He says pray, because if this city prospers, you too prosper. So there is always a reward of obedience to intercessors. Listen, as an intercessor, people may not even know you are interceding. But listen, there is a dimension of prosperity, long life, good health that God is going to give you. People will be asking you, how come your own case is different? And you will tell them you don't know. We are the ones that labor in the secret. You cannot pray like that and God does not reward you. There is the reward of obedience. Wealth. The second way to become a very powerful intercessor is what I call consistency. Believers, you need to understand that when you gain a ground, it takes consistency to maintain that ground. I've said this severally, that what you get by prayer, you sustain by prayer. Many people have lost grounds. Many people have lost territories back to the devil because, after the rest came, after they got the victory, they went to sleep. They forgot about praying. Listen, you will have to be consistent. Guard your ground, guard your territory. So I know there is no more armed robbery in that territory because of your intercessions. No more death in your family because of your prayers. You will need to continue praying every day to preserve that ground that God has given you. Did you remember the story of the wall of Jericho? The aim was not really the city. The aim was the wall. The Bible said immediately the wall of Jericho came down, the children of Israel took over the city. So that consistency is that you are building a wall, is that you are strengthening that wall of protection, that city, that ground you just gained. See, the realm of the spirit understands this. In Revelation chapter 21 verse 12, he was speaking about a city. He said the city had a high wall with 12 gates, and with 12 angels at the gates. On the gates were written the names of the 12 tribes of Israel. Are you seeing? Even in heaven, the gates, the grounds were guarded by angels. You don't just win an intercessory victory and you go back to sleep and you say, we have done it. We did it. And gradually Satan is gaining grounds again, infiltrating into the city. So consistency makes you a very powerful intercessor. I'm talking about consistency in prayers. If it was midnight prayer that gave you that ground, you will have to continue in that order. Number 3 way to become a very powerful intercessor is love. I'm talking about love for God and love for the people. Listen, I'm talking at the stage that God will tell you to intercede for that person you don't like, and you will go on your knees in fasting and prayers and still intercede. When you do this, listen, there are things that makes God increase the ranks of his intercessors. This is one of them. This is one of them. That God looks at you and sees that you do not agree with this person, but he shows you a revelation to intercede for that person. Now when I'm talking about love, I'm talking about love for God and love for his people. Esther in the Bible almost made this mistake. Esther was very comfortable in the palace, relaxing, enjoying herself. And guess what? There was an attack. A man was planning against the children of Israel. And Mordecai sent a message to Esther. He said, you are here, you are enjoying. He says, God brought you to that palace for a time like this. I don't know what Mordecai told her. He said, if you don't rise up to join in this battle, he told her that God will raise somebody else. When Esther heard that, Esther had to go back to her place of intercession. 3 days fasting and prayers. That was the beginning of the liberation of the children of Israel. Of course, Esther did a great job. I honor Esther. Come on. That's one of the persons I want to see in heaven when Jesus comes. But I'm telling you that one thing I noticed was that Esther was almost carried away by comfort. Listen, I'm talking about that dimension of love that you are rich, you are wealthy, you are doing well, but the matters of people still comes into your heart. You can still go on your knees to pray for them. There are some times that your intercessions may not even be in prayers. It may be in releasing resources. That there are lists of pastors that God will tell you to put on salary. That God can lead you to the orphanages. God can lead you to the motherless homes. Listen, that is another form of intercessions. That you are standing in the gap for people because of the advantage the Lord has given you. I don't know if God is speaking to somebody in this video. There's so much comfort around you, but you can still go on your knees and stand in the gap. That's what I'm talking about. Please tell us on the comment section. I want to read your comments. What really stood out for you on this video? Please do not forget to like this video. Please subscribe. Please also hit the notification bell so you'll get notified whenever we post a new video on this platform. Thank you very much. God bless you.